Mariners TV is brought to you by Emerald Queen Casino. It's time to celebrate. Cool in the game. Come to Emerald Queen Casino May 23rd. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. By the Washington Traffic Safety Commission, before you drive, put your phone out of reach and stay focused on the road. And by PIMCO, the insurance you get. Learn more at PIMCO.com. Here's what it looks like tonight for manager Dan Wilson. Well, that's nice to see back at the top of the order. Brendan Donovan returns to the lineup after missing the last couple of games because of a groin issue he suffered in game one, running to first base, trying to lay out an infield base hit. So Donovan back at the leadoff position and at third base. Cole Young has been swinging a red-hot bat. A 3-run home run yesterday against the Angels. More extra base hits than anyone else in this Mariners lineup. He's batting 8th today. J.P. Crawford getting a day off as they ease him back in after beginning the season on the injured list. So because of that, Leo Rivas bats 9th and is at shortstop. Jacob deGrom is up on the mound, making just his second start of the season. Angie, last year, as we touched on already, he was magnificent. 30 starts, a sub-3 ERA.
Yeah, he was fantastic last year, and they hope they would love to get 30 starts out of him again this year. It's really tough if you're a hitter against him. You see the four-seam fastball, the slider, the change. He has added a sinker. I had to go back to 2019 for the last time he threw that sinker in a major league game before this season. And then he's got that curveball. He'll slow down hitters' bats to 79 miles per hour, and that slider and that changeup live in between that slow curveball and that fastball.
Well, he is one of the real power arms in baseball. The fastball might not touch 103 like it did back in the day with the Mets, but still 98 miles an hour on average for Jacob deGrom with his heater. So the Mariners will have to get geared up for that. They have struggled against the fastball early on this season. Brendan Donovan leading things off. deGrom into the motion. And we are underway with a first pitch fastball strike. Mariners dropping 2 games out of 3 against the Angels. That opened up this road trip. Mariners had the offense yesterday. They got plenty of runs, more than they had the first 2 games combined. But the Mariners losing in walk-off fashion to the Angels.
The bottom line, yesterday's game came down to the Angels were able to execute just a little bit better than the Mariners were. You know, Dan is always talking about the little things in the game, and the Angels just did that a little bit better yesterday.
Ball and 2 strikes to Donovan. He pulls this foul.
It's good to see him back in the lineup. You look at what the Mariners leadoff hitters have been able to do. I know 2, 3, 4 haven't been as productive as they like, but that leadoff spot has been very productive because pitchers know what's coming next.
Well, there's the fastball to 97 up in the zone to Donovan. And deGrom with his first strikeout.
He's got great extension, and you're thinking you're going to be able to catch up to that fastball with that extension and that velocity. It's tough.
deGrom, one of the truly great arms in the game. Still going strong. Here is Cal Raleigh. Well, we know you got to get geared up against the heater for deGrom, and this has been an issue for the Mariners this year against velocity. So we're talking 95 miles an hour or greater. The Mariners are well below league average, both in terms of the batting average and slugging percentage. And the bad news for the Mariners is they'll be facing some really good starting pitchers. deGrom's average fastball 98. Eovaldi right at that 95 mile an hour threshold. They'll see him tomorrow. And a power lefty, Mackenzie Gore, will go in the final game of the series. He averages 96 on the heater. So Mariners will need to try to time those up over the next 3 days. Now on the other side, the Rangers will be facing the likes of Gilbert today, Kirby, and Wu. So it will not be easy on either side.
Now they're having the same conversation down in their dugouts and over in their broadcast booth about what they're up against. That almost got up here, Aaron.
That's not an easy thing to do. Still a ball and 2 strikes to Cal. You know, last year Cal Raleigh magnificent everywhere, but especially here at Globe Life Field, hit over 3 1/4 with 6 homers. It's a power changeup as well for deGrom. That pitch averaging 90 miles an hour.
The slider is one of the faster ones that you will see. Not fatter, faster.
This is pulled deep down the line towards right field. And a foul ball off the bat of Cal Raleigh. Cal, Julio, Naylor, Arozarena. Not only do they all bat in order, but they are all looking for their first home run of the year. Julio waiting on deck.
The good news is in yesterday's game, 2, 3, and 4 all checking in with a hit for the first time this season. So signs of life, Aaron.
It was bound to happen at some point. Now, a couple of those guys would say that they actually did hit a home run. It just got pulled back. Naylor and Cal. And we've seen this from Cal Raleigh a lot recently. Long at bats, and he's got a full count here. This will be at least an 8-pitch at bat for the Mariners catcher.
You're right, Aaron. He is seeing 4.7 pitches per plate appearance, easily the highest of his career.
Fouls off another one.
He's already over his average.
Skip Schumacher, first-year manager on the other side, taking over for Bruce Bochy. Boch led the Rangers to their first ever World Series just a few years ago. That's Andrew McCutchen. That's right. He signed on with the Rangers rather, and a former Mariner there in Sam Haggerty. This will be pitch number 11. And we'll bring on a 12th. Now McCutchen is kind of platooning in the DH role. He's a right-handed hitter. You wonder if maybe we'll see him at some point this series just to get him in there. Hasn't had a lot of playing time for Texas. Out to right field. Really blasted back. Cal Raleigh finds his first. And it was tagged. A 12-pitch at bat, and it ends with a haymaker from Cal Raleigh. 1-0 Mariners right out of the gates.
Cal's focus is being on time for that heater. That fastball, 99 miles per hour. He turns it around to 108 and into right field.
What an at-bat for Cal. Man.
I was talking about it. Only Francisco Lindor has seen more pitches per plate appearances than Cal. It's only a matter of time before he gets going. I mean, that's a good thing. That means he's spitting on pitches that he should spit on, and he's swinging at the right pitches. It's just a matter of time before they all start doing that.
Ball and 2 strikes to Julio.
Julio's one of the guys that has good numbers against DeGrom.
And he goes down on strikes. 98. Let's go back to Cal Raleigh's home run.
Look at this. Short, quick, and compact. He's supplying the velocity. 99 miles per hour on that fastball. 12 pitches in that at bat. And I was getting ready to say, hey, even if the outcome of this one, isn't what Cal wants, that's going to help him. No, it helps him at the end of that at bat, seeing all those pitches.
Almost 420 feet from Cal Raleigh. Here is Josh Naylor, 2 outs and a run in. Couple of strikeouts for DeGrom with the home run sandwiched in between. This is a fair ball. Berger circles around it. DeGrom covering. And there is out number 3. Well, everybody breathe a little easier. The first one's out of the way for Cal Raleigh. 1-0 Mariners. Time met. Acquired this offseason for Marcus Semien. He's in right field batting leadoff. He had some speed at Langford batting second. Meanwhile, Jake Berger, one of the guys who's actually really swinging it right now for Texas. Their cleanup hitting first baseman. Evan Carter in the lineup. He faces exclusively righties, so we'll see him every day in this series. And Danny Jansen, a new Ranger, does the catching and bats seventh. Now, Nimmo has certainly brought them a little bit of a spark at the top of the order. New right fielder for the Rangers. Adolis Garcia no longer with Texas in Philadelphia. Logan Gilbert making start number 3 of the year. Now, this is a Rangers team that got off to a really nice start to begin the season, but they've been on a bit of a slide recently. They've lost 4 straight after a 4-1 start. And just like in recent years, the offense has been the problem, at least very early on for Skip Schumacher's ball club. They scored just 7 runs during this 4-game losing streak. This is a team that has been trying to find some offense for a while, especially in their home ballpark. This is popped up, and Cole Young will call for it. Yeah, finishing last year dead last in the 3 slash line categories, average on base and slugging. Which it's pretty bizarre to say that the Texas Rangers are built around starting pitching. For all those years, decades, the Mariners playing across the street and that jet stream where the ball was always flying out, and the Rangers were so defined by the long ball in particular and all the offense. Here's Wyatt Langford. And now they're trying to find that offense again. They've been headlined by starting pitching. One out, nobody on. With the roof being open, there is some real belief here. This ballpark's been around since 2020. The ball carries better with the roof open.
After Cal goes yard, all of a sudden we start to see the thing shut.
Really gets jammed on a fastball up and in, well located by Gilbert, 1-2. The Mariners have only played with the roof open here a handful of times, but we all do remember a moment very early on in this ballpark's history where they were hoping, the Rangers that is, to get more production out of their lineup in a particular series against the Mariners. This is lined into left field and fair by a few feet to the corner. Arozarena tracks it down there. Langford a stand-up double. So the Rangers opened up the roof for that particular game against the Mariners, and the Mariners hit 3 home runs that night, and the next night the roof was closed.
Sneaks this one down the line.
Always aggressive Corey Seager.
What? He didn't swing at the first pitch. I mean, you even led him to it.
You know, the weird thing about Seager over the years, he's always been the most aggressive hitter on the very first pitch. And then after that, he tends to settle in a little bit more. But yeah, nobody goes after first pitch strike more often than the Rangers shortstop does.
You can understand why. I mean, starting pitchers are trying to get ahead. It's a great pitch. We've seen Julio's and Cal's numbers against first pitch as well. You know, they've got great numbers against that first pitch.
Langford, good speed at second. Donovan is out of room and a foul ball. Now for Gilbert, his 3rd start this year. Each of his previous 2, he's been able to pitch into the 6th, 5 1/3 both times. Was roughed up a little bit his last time out, 5 runs over those 5 1/3 innings. More walks than we're used to seeing from Logan. He walked 3 and struck out 6. Another foul ball.
Continue to talk about how good this Mariners starting pitching has been, the length that they have been able to give Dan Wilson early in the season. And one thing that they have been able to do is limit the damage. 2 home runs given up by Logan Gilbert, 2 home runs given up by the rest of the rotation.
Line through the right side. Base hit. Here comes Langford. He races home. Doesn't take much to bring him home from second base. Corey Seager drives in the Rangers' first run, and we're all tied up.
This is Logan Gilbert's cutter, and Pete Woodworth was hoping that this was going to be able to sort of get some early contacts for Logan Gilbert, help him get a little bit deeper into the game, but instead Corey Seager turns it around into right field.
Here is Berger with 1 out and 1 on, all tied up.
Think about this, though.
On the ground, you might have to hold that.
No.
Rivas over to first base for the double play.
We'll play 9.
We'll think through the commercial break. Gilbert, the double play to end the inning. This game's tied early on. The insurance you get brought to you by PIMCO. The last 2 seasons, the Mariners have really dominated the Rangers. And funny enough, they've gone 10-3 both times, and the runs scored and runs allowed have been almost identical in back-to-back years, as has the final record. Mariners are hoping some of that carries over into 2026. Ball and a strike to Arozarena, beginning things in the second inning. Randy off to a nice start offensively this year. 2-time All-Star, including last season with the Mariners. Hammered left field, way back and at the wall, caught by Langford. Randy got a lot of it, but not enough, and there is 1 away.
You're Kevin Seitzer, the Mariners hitting coach. You got to be thrilled with their pitch selection so far. I was talking with him before the game. He said that's what our focus is try to get him into the middle of the plate, and then you can go to work on that fastball slider combination. But if you're going to start chasing down below the zone, it's going to be a long day for Mariners hitters.
1-0 to Raley with 1 out and nobody on. Yeah, because DeGrom's got the kind of stuff that even if you're disciplined, right, even if you don't chase very much, he can still overpower you and bully you in the zone, right? We've seen 99 already. So it becomes doubly hard if you're expanding and chasing them all over the place.
I mean, I don't care who you're facing at this level. Hitting is hard enough when you stay in the zone. It becomes impossible when you get out of the zone. And when you're facing a guy like DeGrom, who can hit all quadrants and can change speed so well, yeah, it's impossible.
Cal has homered early tonight, as Raley taking on a 3-0 count. A lot of swing and miss over half the time, in fact, for DeGrom when he gets chased outside the zone. And Raley draws a walk. One out base runner for the Mariners. Hope you can join the Mariners this Friday for Ichiro replica statue night presented by BDA. The first 40,000 fans receive a replica of the iconic statue that will stand forever outside T-Mobile Park. Plus 20 lucky fans will score a replica signed by Ichiro himself. Mariners.com/tickets. Canzone swinging away. Strike one. Now, there was a 2-year period where DeGrom was about as good as the game has ever seen. If you go back to his days with the Mets, 2018 and 19, He won the Cy Young back-to-back seasons in the National League. And those 2 years combined, an ERA barely over 2. In fact, it was headlined in 2018, a 1.70 ERA over 32 starts. Averaged over 260 strikeouts those 2 years. The 2-1.
What you kind of saw though with him was, you know, that the velocity just kept going up every single year. He said that he saw his arm get long. He had his second Tommy John, and he knows at this age, you're not going to come back from a third Tommy John. So he tried to be really efficient with his delivery, not trying to invent, in his words, any pitches in a lab. He's not trying to go, because, you know, even if you go back, like you said, you know, he was pretty good when you go back to those years when he was, I say, merely throwing 96 miles per hour.
A swing and a miss. As that disappears on Canzone, that slider rather. That's the third strikeout for DeGrom.
That's the thing. Lefties are up against it today with that four-seamer and the slider. They're going to see one of those two pitches nearly 75% of the time. The changeup taking up the rest.
So 2 outs and Raley at first base, and Cole Young, the Mariners' hottest hitter, digs in. 9-game on-base streak for Cole. 3-run home run yesterday. By the way, the Rangers have challenged the least number of pitches among all 30 teams in this new ABS era. They've only challenged 1 behind the plate. They're 0 for 1. And even the one pitch that they challenged while they were in the field, it was kind of a throwaway 9th inning challenge. What do you have to lose on a pitch that was clearly the correct call by the home plate umpire? So this is a Rangers team that's maybe still trying to figure out best uses for the new ABS. There goes Raley. The pitch is very high. The throw, the tag, and he's out. Danny Jansen, new Rangers catcher, on the money. Let's see if the Mariners want to challenge this or not. They will not. Raley caught stealing to end the inning.
The second tied at 1. Brad, Adam with you. Something you hardly ever see. Game time temperature in Texas, same temperature as it is in Seattle. 72 degrees, a big reason why the roof is off. Now the Rangers don't play that well with the roof off. Just 28 and 33 all time, including a loss yesterday, 2-1 to the Reds. Roof off. They had 2 drives over 400 feet, fall just short. Their wind was blowing in last night. Tonight, not the case. It's very nice. The temperatures will dip into the 60s, so it looks like I'll be putting on my pullover that I did bring, Aaron. And it's nice, good April baseball. We're not going to get this when we come back in July. That's for sure. That roof will be on. If not, I'll hand crank it myself, make sure it's on in July.
Brad, you're such a pro, prepared for everything. Brad knew there was a chance that this thing might be open tonight. 2 balls, no strikes to Jock Peterson, who homered yesterday, his first of the year. Well, last year, Jock Peterson was on the struggle bus for a long time. He began this year 0 for 16. Last year, he would have loved an 0 for 16. He was 0 for 41 to begin his Rangers career.
You always feel good, you know, after you sign a $37 million contract. Watch this.
It was a 19-game hitless streak last year for Peterson. Puts the count full.
I don't think that was the franchise record that he wanted to set, but did.
The all-time record is 0 for 54. Old Orioles slugger, not that old, Chris Davis. Crush Davis as the all-time 0 for. This is the other way. Randy has room in left field. And there is out number 1 to begin the bottom of the second. And Logan Gilbert and Jacob deGrom facing one another for the very first time in their careers, both going to Stetson University, a small mid-major school in DeLand, Florida. Fewer than 3,000 undergraduates attend Stetson. Gilbert, deGrom, and Corey Kluber, another former Stetson Hatter. One out, nobody on for Evan Carter. Gilbert certainly knows Jacob deGrom, but he says that the two of them have not spent a lot of time together one-on-one. They've both gone back to Stetson to throw during the offseason at the same time. But haven't spent a whole lot of time with one another. His 2-0. Gilbert saying that when he visited Stetson his senior year in high school in the fall, it had just been announced the day before that Jacob deGrom won the Rookie of the Year. And at that point, the head coach for Stetson held up the newspaper that had a full color picture of deGrom, and he said to Logan, "This is a pretty good place to come and pitch." I think Gilbert, a Florida guy, staying fairly close to home. Still 2-2.
Well, you look at the two of them and you think you can see some physical similarities, but they could not be more different as pitchers.
On a 2-2. Off the very end of the bat. Let's see. This will stay foul. Evan Carter does not face lefties. He is in there against righties. So the Mariners see a lot of Evan Carter when he is up with the big league club. Does he go? No, he doesn't. Now, Carter broke into the big leagues in 23 in September and then rode that momentum all the way to the postseason when the Rangers won the World Series. He was fantastic in the playoffs, but has never been able to recapture that magic exactly. He's had to deal with injuries along the way. This is on the ground. Naylor on a short hop. And Logan covers. 2 outs down to the Ford Sports Desk. Back to Brad.
Yeah, more on the Hatters, guys. Talking with pitching coach Pete Woodworth and saying that these guys were similar build. They're tall, lanky, great extension. Are they similar pitchers? And Pete said absolutely not. deGrom was a shortstop, an elite athlete, elite command. Logan, not a shortstop, not elite command, but elite stuff. So it's a stuff guy versus a command guy. Both very good, very talented at what they do. Just do things just a little bit different.
He didn't say a little bit, a lot.
A lot different.
A lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here is Jansen. But doesn't it kind of feel like for deGrom what makes him so incredible is that he is command and stuff?
Yes.
I mean, he has both. Rangers catcher Danny Jansen with 2 outs.
But yeah, he teased that Logan Gilbert was probably a PO, pitcher only, starting at age 8. You know, he was not a shortstop ever. Didn't even think about that.
That is pretty wild to think of deGrom as a very tall, very lanky shortstop. He hit 1 home run, deGrom did in college at Stetson, and it was against another lefty. He was a left-handed hitter. It was off of Chris Sale. I guess if you're gonna get one. Gilbert may be thinking that was a strike. It was close.
I think Logan and Cal made the right decision. I think that was just below the zone.
2 outs, bases clean for this 2-2. That's 3 straight full counts from Logan Gilbert. He's been able to retire the last 2. Julio has it come right to him. And Gilbert retires the side in order. After 2, Mariners and the Rangers meeting for the first time. Tied up. Top of the 3rd in Arlington, and that means the Mariners Hall of Famer, Jay Buhner, is with us. Bone, great to see you, man.
It's good to be seen. How are y'all?
Doing very well. We saw you in spring training a good amount.
It was fun. Had a good time down there. It was hot, man. Hot. Let's hope these Mariners get hot, right?
Yeah, what was it like for you being around the ball club for the first time this year?
It was great. It's nice to be wanted and nice to be a part. And I love the vibe. I love the guys. And it's nice that they welcome me so far.
It is early. 1 ball and 1 strike to Cole Young leading things off. He was left at the plate when Raley was caught stealing to end the 2nd. Young swinging a hot bat, 9-game on base streak. DeGrom's 1-1. What do you like to do? You get off the bus, you go right to the clubhouse, and we don't see you till, I don't know, 3 hours later.
Just go shoot the Cub with the boys. Talk a little baseball, talk a little mindset. Just check things out, have a cup of Joe or 2, and go watch some BP, which is fun. And get different angles and different sounds.
It's a soft loop, and it's flagged down by Seager in shallow center field. Young retired.
Get the scouting report. Who's hot, who's not. They got so many charts down there on so many different things. It's crazy. I look at it, I'm like, sometimes it's too much information. But boy, and then I watch and look at some of the things these guys do to get ready for the game. I'm like, I do wish I had some of that back when I played.
You strike me as a big spreadsheet guy, Jay.
I would like to know certain pitches that guys are throwing and what the velocity is, and I like to see what part of the plate that they're throwing to. And that, I mean, it always helps you as a hitter. If a guy's not going to come inside, or if he does, he doesn't, doesn't do it for a strike. Helps you hit off of one part of the plate a little bit. You can eliminate at least part of that play.
I would say that was one of the things that you were fantastic at long before it was sort of in the nerd stratosphere as far as
when we had our what we called an advanced scout, which was I mean, that was somebody going out in front watching the team. You were getting ready to play, and he would come back with a report, and that's all you had. You didn't have a whole lot of the internet stuff and the instant access that they have to a lot of information. I mean, it's from pitch to pitch and bat to bat, so it would have definitely helped.
1-2 to Rivas, and he takes high. That has to be one of the biggest points of transition for a young player breaking into the major leagues, and that is, what information do you want, what do you not care about, and how do you prepare for a game?
Yeah, I mean, flush some of it, but some of it you can put to use. Thanks, Ange.
You popped your collar, and your collar's popping the mic. There you go.
Got you. Thanks for taking care of me, guys.
Of course.
Y'all are the best.
Well, we are 2 batters into Jay this year.
Oh, we got a hee-haw.
The 3-2. And a little bit of a delayed strike 3 or slow motion. Rivas wants to challenge this.
The pitch is called a strike. The batter is challenging. The call is confirmed. Seattle has 1 challenge remaining.
I think this is kind of what Dan and company are kind of trying to avoid just a little bit. I mean, here you are in the 3rd inning, early in this game. I don't want to say that pitch had no impact on the game, but very little as compared to what a pitch could have with runners on late in this contest.
Yeah, so where do I bite my tongue on this one? You got to know your role a little bit, who you are. Yeah.
My guess would be for Leo, he's thinking, if that's overturned, I'm on base, it's ball 4, and I reach for the top of the order.
Yep.
Right? That's what he's thinking. maybe it would have been helpful if it was more clearly outside the strike zone and not such a French pitch. 2 balls and a strike to Donovan.
I know if that's me, it's got to be obvious for sure.
This is popped up into foul ground. Young is there to retire the side. The side goes down in order as DeGrom faces the minimum for the 2nd straight inning. And gets started with an American League West showdown against the Astros. 4-game series at T-Mobile Park. You can pick up your tickets at mariners.com/tickets. Astros have been stinging the ball offensively.
They can pitch it a little bit too.
They lost Hunter Brown to the injured list.
Oh boy, that
Shoulder
hurts.
injury. Yeah.
That hurts. And it's shoulder injury. That means knock on wood for him, because you never want to wish that on anybody. But hopefully it's nothing season ending, because he's got a good arm.
Here is Josh Smith. Smith won a Silver Slugger a couple of years ago. You figure at some point he will win a utility Gold Glove. He really can play all over the place and seems to play very well no matter where he's put.
I agree with you. I like the way he plays.
He's at second base tonight.
I like guys like this. I mean, you're going to give up some slug, but he's got as many strikeouts as he does walks. And you just never see that anymore, you know?
Put the ball in play. Get on base. Steal a bag. The utility player is coming back, and it's good to see, because we had some great ones for a lot of years with McLemore and Doug Strange, and I can go down to Tony Phillips for years. I mean, there's so many great ones that can do a lot for you, especially in today's game.
On a 3-0. With Marcus Semien gone, Smith has been the everyday second baseman, so the utility part of it, as you look at Brendan Donovan, who won that award in its inaugural season when he was with the Cardinals. Might take a change in personnel at some place to make Smith more of a utility man again. But he really excelled in that role for many years. Gilbert back at the count.
And to your point, Aaron, it just shows you, Brendan Donovan, how much flexibility gave the Mariners organization. You'd be able to put him at third. You'd be able to put him in second. He can play, both middle infield positions, first base if needed.
Out to a Rosarena in left field, backing up just a bit, and there's out number 1. How about a message from the Washington beef farmers and ranchers?
Win or lose, it's really about how you feed the game, right? Together, we bring more. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Leadoff man retired. Third baseman Josh Young climbs in. The Rangers have a couple of players who really burst on the scene in their rookie season and have struggled to regain that magic for whatever reason. Evan Carter one, Josh Young another, an all-star just a couple of years ago. He's dealt with some injuries. Last year by WRC Plus, remember 100 is league average. He was below league average as a hitter. White Langford, a first-round draft pick, he's had some bright moments in his young career.
I like Langford. I like the way he plays the game. He's an old throwback, old school type player. Can carry the mail for you, as we saw earlier in the game.
Cal down to his knees, shaken up after that. And he is slow to move around. Here comes Dan Wilson.
That's not the run Danny wants to make right there.
Come on.
Mitch Garver, backup catcher, is that got a big piece of Cal off the upper inner thigh.
It's going to take a lot to get him out. Guys, unbelievable. What a beating those catchers take.
Well,
I mean, you want to be a catcher? No, thank you. And play pretty much every day.
It's already asking for his mask back from Dan.
No, he ain't coming out.
No.
He just, yeah.
Well, to your point, just the other day, the Blue Jays lost their all-star catcher Alejandro Kirk for over a month because of a foul tip-off. And it was nothing that Kirk did wrong. It was just a foul ball that went off the thumb of his glove and a broken thumb.
And that's the walk you don't want to make, is when you got to walk back to the dugout when you know something is wrong. That's a bad feeling.
Cal's rookie year, he played with torn ligaments in his thumb and had to get surgery at the end of the season. Something very similar. He was able to play through it.
I don't know how.
Yeah, just the incredible things that he has played through.
Not only the catch, but to also hit.
I remember after the Mariners had that incredible comeback win in Game 2 in the wild card round against the Blue Jays in Toronto. Going down to the clubhouse after the game, the celebration had started to die down. A lot of the players had left. We were packing up all the radio gear and getting out of there. And Cal was still in the clubhouse. He was the only player left. And the amount of wrap that he had around his left hand because of the state of the ligaments in his thumb, he looked like he had a boxing glove, truly, of just wrap to protect his thumb and to ice it down.
Compression probably too.
On a 2-2.
It's one thing to just exist day to day with an injury like that, but then catching 99 and the filth that this Mariners starting rotation and then everything you have coming out of the bullpen is throwing at you. I mean, just absolutely incredible. I mean, he just had to be wincing, screaming inside his head every single time he caught a baseball.
Well, Cal actually went to a larger glove because his previous glove was just a touch smaller. Sebi Zavala had a larger glove that Cal used, and that's what this model glove that he's wearing. This is year number 2 for Cal with this particular glove.
34 inches, I believe.
It allows him just to have a little more margin for error to avoid some of his fingers in the glove. Diving stop. Brendan Donovan from one knee, and the stretch in time. Donovan with the glove at third. Rangers are wanting to challenge.
They're going to take a look at this, but Brendan Donovan and Josh Naylor on the other end doing everything perfectly. Gets up, doesn't have time to get to his feet, and look at the footwork by Josh Naylor over at first. Waits to stretch until the ball's on its way, gets to the very far end of first base to be able to pull this one in. Look at that.
Oh, that's why right there.
Yeah.
Put off the bag.
Comes off.
After review, the call is overturned. Runner is safe. Texas will retain their challenge.
Still a heck of a play on both ends right there.
Yep.
That's why they call it the hot corner, baby. And again, this is a guy that plays all over the field, so pretty impressive.
Infield base hit instead of out number 2, so 1 out and 1 on for the top of the order. Here is Nimmo. Marcus Semien, we were talking about him not long ago. He was traded to New York. He's playing for the Mets now, and Brandon Nimmo coming to Arlington in exchange. It's the second club he's ever played for. Goes after the first pitch, backhand, step on the bag, throw to second, and it goes into left field. Young is into third. Now the makings of a really smooth play. Instead, an errant throw, and it's 2 outs and a runner 90 feet from home.
I wonder if that was the throwing lane right there.
Exactly. You know, from first base, the throwing lane is generally on the inside of the bag, and instead, just went right through the runner.
See if he reads the eyes on where he should run to, and he kind of cuts it in a little bit right there to block his view a little bit.
Yeah, and you could see Rivas was set up on the inside, which is generally, again, where the first baseman's trying to throw, but you saw Josh just a little off balance too, kind of over cranking the throw, overcooking it a little bit.
Here's Langford with 2 outs and a man at third.
Josh Naylor has to be smiling a little bit. He's like, that's my trick, to run on the inside of the baseline and disrupt that throwing lane. We've seen him do it so many times.
Let's see if Logan can pick him up. It's about picking up your teammates. See if he can limit the damage right here, make a pitch, and get out of the inning.
Three and one.
I can promise you he's not going to give in with an open base.
Dangerous hitter on deck. Corey Seager looming. He's driven in the Rangers' lone run so far. Runner at third, 2 outs. Gilbert behind in the count. This gets to Cole Young, and that takes care of Langford and the Rangers' threat. Gilbert able to strand Young at third. Tied after 3. Not only was it his first home run of the year, almost 420 feet, guys, but what an at-bat.
12 pitches, pretty nice, man. And that's what he needs to do. He needs to work the count a little bit, get the pitch count up on DeGrom a little bit, but then can't get the cheese by the rat.
Yeah, third time, by the way, that Cal has hit a home run after seeing 10 or more pitches.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
The pitch tracking era dates back to 1988. And in that time frame, no Mariner has more home runs of at-bats of at least 10 pitches than Cal Raleigh. Which, you know, for a guy who you don't think of as, I think a lot of people outside of Seattle see Cal as more of a swing and miss, home run hitter kind of guy. Obviously, he's had some really quality at-bats over the course of his career, and a handful of them have ended in some real damage. This is out towards left center. Evan Carter is there. Well, how good is Jacob deGrom in the grand scheme of history? If you look at starting pitchers with at least 200 career starts in the live ball era, so since 1920, only Clayton Kershaw has a lower ERA. deGrom a 2.58 for his career. Whitey Ford, Sandy Koufax, Jim Palmer.
HOF.
I mean, that's kind of the interesting conversation with deGrom and a lot of starting pitchers, quite frankly, moving forward, is how do you qualify for the Hall of Fame now that wins are not nearly as approachable as they were in the days of Ford, Koufax, and Palmer.
That right there.
Yeah, right. And then the other thing where deGrom just blows everybody out of the water, strikeouts. Because that's...
Led the league for how many? I mean, I don't know. I don't have it in front of me, but he's over 200 every year. You pencil it in.
This is sending Young near the line. Long throw and a scoop, and it's out of the glove at first base by Berger. Julio is safe.
This is what speed does. Makes everybody hurry.
It took a nice little candy hop to him. He just didn't get his feet up underneath him. Yeah.
That's an E5. One out and one on for Naylor. Naylor stings this out to left field, but Langford is there. Round number 2. You know, you talk about the Hall of Fame for deGrom and the strikeouts. Here's the kind of wild thing. He's about 140 strikeouts shy of 2,000. I mean, you think about 3,000 is the magical number for any starting pitcher. deGrom's had 2 Tommy Johns. He'll get to 2,000 this year, barring injury, but adding another 1,000 on top of that.
I just think it's got to be strikeouts per 9. You know, I mean, this is how you have to calculate it, because like you said, you're not going to get the starts, you're not going to get the years, you're not going to get the wins that we once saw in the game.
Yeah, when he takes the bump, is he dominant when he's on the bump?
Yeah, and I think this is the new mindset that Hall of Fame voters will have to start adopting as so many of these current players retire and become Hall of Fame eligible. It's just a completely different ball game, especially up on the mound, and especially with all the injuries. A wave and a miss. All right, so you bring up the strikeouts per 9. How about strikeouts to walk ratio? It's the best in baseball history going back to the start of the live ball era. Hey, shout out Josh Tomlin getting on the list. Way to go. Tanaka, Kluber, Sale. Some pretty heavy hitters there. 97 gets a swing and a miss, and Rosarena is out number 3. Julio stranded after the E5. Well, don't miss Humpy's Shoulder Plush Night presented by Microsoft this Saturday. Mariners taking on the Astros. First 20,000 fans will take it home. Mariners.com/tickets. Corey Seager leads it off. It was a 10-year free agent deal for Seager. This is year number 5 in Texas, coming over from the Dodgers before that.
You won't see that anymore. 10 years, that's a long contract.
Emerson would like to have a word with you. How about this though? You know, you talk about this long contract. To your point though, Jay, he's played in just 125 or more games twice in the last 8 seasons. So of this long contract, I mean, they haven't gotten nearly as much as they would have liked out of him.
Well, maybe I'll say a free agent getting a 10-year contract.
Well, you'd have to hit free agency very young,
yes,
in order for that to happen.
Yep.
A la Manny Machado.
And I tip my hat to Cole. Congrats on that. And I'm glad to hear that he's doing okay after fouling the ball off his foot. At least that seems to be the report. That kid's a player. He's got a bright, bright future.
Did you get a chance to talk to him in spring?
Oh,
I mean, you can't believe it.
He's
You
a
can't
pleasure.
believe it.
He's a pleasure.
I was like, I'm going to card you. You're not 20.
Well,
I don't believe you're 20. I think
that's
you're
why
like
he's
34.
good.
I mean,
he
my
carries
goodness.
himself as a true professional, and that's why it reflects on his mannerisms, his body language, the way he plays the game, the way he goes about the game, the way he studies the game. It's great to see.
You just watch his at-bats, and you just go, I mean, how old are you, kid? I mean, he's got a great approach at the plate.
And can pick it. My goodness.
I think that would be hard. You know, like, I think right now the Mariners could bring him up here and sort of do the Stan Javier, Mark McLemore. You're going to play here, you're going to play there, you're going to play there. But that's really hard to do to a rookie. You know, okay, say you're playing third, now you're playing short, now you're playing second. I mean, you're trying to get used to so much and compete at the next level.
Just as long as he's playing every day. Because if he comes up here, he's got to play every day.
Yeah.
Now, believe it or not, that's the first strikeout from Logan Gilbert. And he strikes out Berger on a good splitter.
We talked about how important in the open, Aaron, right? How important it was to get that splitter below the zone.
Well, I will tell you, watching him standing in a little bit, watching bullpens, and the way he's arms and legs and falls off, then you mix in that split, it should be illegal. It is a dirty pitch, especially coming from a guy with his size.
He'll be the first one to tell you he doesn't know where it's going.
Well,
he says he just throws it and lets it go.
Effectively wild.
Yeah.
Popped up on the bunt. Okay.
Thank you. What are you doing?
Just think Brendan Donovan was playing shortstop, and
I mean, I guess you're struggling to get some knocks and get it going, so whatever it takes, I guess.
Two outs, nobody on. Rosarena's had a busy night. He comes in and he can't make the catch. It's under his glove. Peterson is making the turn and now gets back.
How about that? How about that? God tries the bunt, and the baseball god's still rewarding.
I think Brady's first step was a little bit back into the side. Yeah.
Full swing. The sound kind of sometimes gets you out there, and you don't want to. Everyone's like, well, just keep it to a single, but it's not the way you play. You got to be aggressive, and you feel like you're going to make that play. And Go-Go Gadget can come out, and you make a great catch on a great recovery, and now Logan's got to limit the damage again right here.
Facing Evan Carter. So 2 outs and a man in scoring position in a tied 4th inning. Routine fly ball out to Julio in center field. And Gilbert takes care of things. He strands that double. And after 4, this game is tied. Tonight's Chevy Silverado drive of the game. Home run number 1 for Cal Raleigh. Coming back in the 1st inning, capping a 12-pitch at bat.
You knew it was going to happen. Just a matter of time. And now hopefully they'll just come in bunches. It was the first time in his career that he didn't have a home run through the first 10 games. Hopefully that'll just clear things up in his mind.
1 pitch and 1 away. Luke Raley grounds out.
Well, it was a pretty swing, and I love the finish, the long extension.
And what does that tell you for a hitter in the swing, what you're describing?
He's staying through the ball, making contact with that ball, seeing how flat you can make that ball. And the only way to do that is to stay through it as long as you can. When you get that leverage, good things can happen.
1 out, no balls and a strike to Canzone.
Short to it, long through it.
Now, fastball's becoming a little more mortal from DeGrom. Last couple of heaters at 95, even going back to Raley's ground out. He's hitting 99 in the 1st inning. That's what Cal homered on. This is only his 2nd start. He was scratched from his 1st start to begin the year because of neck stiffness. Not that that factors into things, but he's probably still building up a little bit.
Happens to all of us, you know, in your 30s, late 30s.
Happens to a lot of pitchers. Cal did that 60 times to pitchers. Little neck stiffness.
Nice, Jay.
On a 1-2. Seager and Young over, and it's the 3rd baseman, Josh Young, to make the catch. 2 outs. We're still playing 3 outs. 2 down for Cole Young. Jansen wanted that to be a strike. Ball 1 to the Mariners' 2nd baseman. My guess would be young players and players coming off injury. The two buckets of players that you most want to get off to a hot start.
Especially this kid. I agree. Started off that way last year. Started off hot and then sat quite a bit the back end, the last half, and had a heck of a spring. So with that spring coming in the start of the season, you hope that carries over. Sometimes that's not always how it works, and it's, in his case, was huge for him. So it was great to see that. The same thing with Luke, a guy that was beat up last year and didn't have his foundation. It's good to see him, get off to a good start.
No doubt.
And they're going to need those guys to swing the bat. We're going to need to score runs, baby.
3-1. Well, there's that 97 from DeGrom.
That's what's amazing. All the injuries he's had to that arm, and that thing is still a moneymaker. He's still got that extra gear to reach back with.
He tried doing that with Cal. He was 96, tried to go 99, but
sometimes when you grunt, doesn't work.
Well, 97 gets a swing and a miss and a punch out to Cole Young. Sign retired in order.
Still tied at 1 here in Texas. Brad Adam with you. Coming into tonight, Julio Rodriguez, good success against DeGrom, 5 for 11, including a home run, which he hit last year. A special home run for Julio. It was number 100 in his career. That was at T-Mobile Park, and he hit it to right center field in the tunnel, not in the stands, so he was worried he wasn't going to get the ball back. Because in the stands, of course, he would have signed something, bartered to get it back. But luckily for him, a worker at T-Mobile Park found the ball, got it back to Julio, so he's got that ball in his house, very proudly displayed. Loves facing a DeGrom, loves facing these good, really good pitchers. He knows it's going to be a great competition. We saw that last night. We're seeing that here again tonight.
Yeah, pretty cool guy to get your 100th home run off of.
Yeah. Hey, Jay, do you remember, where's your 100th home run ball? Do you have like a whole little trophy case, a whole room for you? A little man cave here in Texas, I bet.
The one I wish I had that I did not get was my first home run in the big leagues.
What?
No, I do not have it. I hit it about 3/4 of the way up in the stands in Oakland and never got the ball.
Well, let's start the social media push.
Yeah,
it was a few years ago, but
yeah, I wish I had that. I really did. But
that's too bad.
Nope,
So
didn't get it.
Were there no fans in Oakland at the time?
Oh yeah, I mean it was packed, but I guess they didn't take care of the rookie.
Little did they know.
Exactly. They had no idea what was in front of them.
Second strikeout for Gilbert. They both come on the split finger. Josh Smith.
And Brad was talking about how Julio likes to face DeGrom. I guess he has the highest average against DeGrom versus any active player with 12 or more at-bats. Julio does.
Confidence.
Some guys you just see well,
yeah,
right?
Exactly, you do, and there's no rhyme or reason, and you know you're going to get challenged, and you can't get the cheese by the rat, as I always say, and you can move that fastball forward because you know you're going to get one.
Two on Smith, and he goes down swinging. 2 up and 2 down, a couple of punch outs. Well, how about this? As you know, we are on another mission to the moon. If you go back to the 1960s, and a great Hall of Famer, a Mariner and a Ranger, Gaylord Perry's manager, Alvin Dark, he watched Gaylord during batting practice and said, "There will be a man on the moon before Gaylord Perry hits a home run." And fast forward almost a decade from that point, Gaylord was starting versus the Dodgers, a day game against Los Angeles, as Josh Young climbs in against Logan and fouls it back. And wouldn't you know it, almost 20 minutes later, Apollo 11 touches down on the moon, and in the 3rd inning, Gaylord hits his first big league home run. I guess the skipper, Alvin Dark, was onto something.
That is fantastic.
Here comes the 0-1 as Artemis 2 is on its journey. This is foul. We were reminded of that by the great Randy Adamak. The press box at T-Mobile Park is named after Randy. He's one of the longest tenured Mariners employee ever. He's enjoying still his early years of retirement.
Randy. Oh.
How many times do you think Randy called Jay into his office?
Yeah, we had a few talks. Love you, buddy.
Who's playing more golf? You or Randy? Who's playing more golf? You or Randy right now?
I don't play golf. I wet a line. I'm hunting and fishing whenever I can. don't have 4.5 hours.
Oh really? How long are you? I was going to say, how long are you fishing for?
All day.
Young, deep backhand jump throw on the money on a skip, making it look easy.
Wow, that was pretty.
Gilbert on 1-2-3, bottom of the 5th. Thanks, Randy. Love you, man. Through a research and learning powerhouse, UW Medicine, a higher degree of healthcare. And by Steel Battery, quiet, powerful, ready for your yard. Jacob deGrom is done. Tonight, his 2nd start of the year. He's finished after 5. And Jalen Beeks, one of 4 lefties, I beg your pardon, inside that Rangers bullpen, takes over. Worked for the 3rd straight day. Threw just 2 pitches yesterday. He's got 9-1-2. And he's ahead of the count to Leo Rivas.
I guess he was on a little bit of a pitch count, huh? It's good. Get into the bullpen. He was dealing. Get that guy out of there. Thank you.
The Rangers bullpen's been really good this year. It's funny, the guys that they were really counting on more at the back end of their bullpen, those guys have not been so great, but more of the lower and mid-leverage relievers have been terrific to begin the season. This is in shallow right center field. Carter makes the catch. One down. Now a message from Jack in the Box.
Get my new Smash Jack Sliders Munchie Meal for a chance to win $75,000. Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Top of the order. Here is Donovan. Donovan back today after missing the last 2 games because of a groin injury suffered trying to leg out a single in Anaheim in game 1.
Beeks is kind of funky. He's got that little delivery. He kind of bends that elbow and hides that ball behind his head for a long time. And it jumps out of his hand.
He's been a man on the move in recent years. This is his 4th team in the last 3 seasons. First-year Ranger. On the ground to second base. Smith has it. 2 up and 2 down. So Beeks has retired the 2 lefties that he's faced. There is a righty warming. That is Cole Winn getting loose inside Schumacher's bullpen. This is the 3rd batter for Beeks. He faces Cal.
Same go from both sides of the plate right here. That was a good one.
Well, no Mariner has done it more than Cal Raleigh, homering from both sides of the plate, that is. In fact, it's not even close. Two balls and 2 strikes to Cal. Back in 23, Cal homered from both sides of the plate at Fenway Park. He was the first catcher to ever do that in the oldest ballpark in baseball history. Of course, he grew up loving Jason Varitek, another switch hitting catcher, and Varitek was in the house that day. Does not go full count.
Pretty good one. What do you think? Hall of Famer? Varitek? I know he's got the golden key to that city.
Yes, he does.
Possible manager at some point, maybe.
Well, Cal will settle for a walk this time.
It's a great AB right there, because those were some tough pitches. That little short arm, hide the ball, shot put it up there, trying to pitch him in, jam him up.
Just right at the bottom of the kneecap. I mean, that's so hard to get on level and lift.
It just shows me a sign that he's starting to see the ball a little bit better. He's seeing more pitches. He's taking the tough ones.
Ground ball right back up the middle. Smith will step on the bag to retire the side. That 2-out walk is stranded. Inside the broadcast booth here in Arlington, game 1 against the Rangers. Aaron Goldsmith, Jay Buhner, Angie Mentink, and Bone. You got the same schedule this year, right? We're seeing you both in Arlington and in Houston.
Yes, sir. You'll see me in May in the 4-game series with the Stros, and then going to make an appearance up in Seattle for a little bit in August for the 50th year, and to do a few games again. So
just happens to be in August. The best weather of the entire year.
It's pretty awesome there in August. There's no doubt about it. Seattle's a beautiful place during the summer, as we all know. Seems to always be like July 5th. Is that the ongoing, Joe? After the hydros and.
Nimmo, the deep drive. Raley is at the wall. Raley makes the catch. Just enough room.
Had it all the way. Had me on my tippy toes, though. A little too high. And it's a little bit. Mean? It's a little bit colder here. I was
what
like,
does that mean? Too high.
I'm like, ooh. But in this ballpark, it's cool right now in Texas for this time of year, and there's definitely some moisture up there and knock that ball down.
67 degrees right now with the roof open. Here's Wyatt Langford.
Cool in Texas. For everybody in Seattle's going, what?
The first pitch temperature here was the same back home.
Really?
Yeah, it was like 71 degrees.
Flip-flops and shorts, man.
I thought you were quoting Major League when you said it's too high. Who cares? It's gone. What does that mean, too high? I thought it was too high.
Certain people can do that. They have that power. I don't know about Nimmo, but he did hit 25.
Third time through the order for Logan Gilbert. Balls and 2 strikes. There's not really been a taxing inning yet for Logan. In fact, he's been remarkably efficient his last 2 frames. Swing and a miss. 4th strikeout for Logan Gilbert.
We don't see it a lot, but when we see it, it is effective. That changeup. Look at this, just 3 days ahead of that on that swing.
Well, he didn't see it either. Now you see it, now you don't.
He is hard. Now it's only 2 starts. He's hardly thrown that at all to a righty this year. He saved that mostly just for lefties. So a little wrinkle that time. 3rd time through the order.
Great movement on it.
This is into right field off the bat of Seager, his 2nd hit. That keeps the inning going. Brings up Jake Berger. Well, join the Mariners May 2nd for Randy Johnson number retirement ceremony night presented by T-Mobile. Don't miss the historic pregame celebration where the Big Unit's 51 becomes immortalized at T-Mobile Park. Mariners.com/Big Unit.
Nobody better, man. I'm telling you, having that guy on your staff. He put it into a lot of things. That brings back great memories of in a game like this he's pitching, and he would come down the dugout and go, get me one more run. That's all I need. Just get me one darn more run. And I mean, it was like, yes, sir.
Was there anybody that was more intense than he was?
Telling you. I mean, the day he started and the day before he started. And then if there was ever a beanball war going on, he'd step on that top step and say, I'm pitching tomorrow. There's your warning. And he'd even give his mom a bow tie. So.
Cracked deep into the corner. Rayleigh angling. And out of play.
Now my mind's going like, what would his mom have to do? Like show him up after a home run, plunk somebody on the other team? I mean, what would his mom have to do to,
take much
to get a bow tie?
I mean, didn't take much to set him off. Just a look. And sometimes it was just a guy that had his number, which there weren't very many, but Kenny Lofton had his number. So he figured, I might as well just plunk you and put you on first.
Save my pitch count.
And we've seen a few videos of that happening. A few conversations when he says it was a slider. If I wanted to hit you, I would throw a fastball, and the very next pitch was where? Up over the bonnet.
All in 2 strikes to Berger.
Yeah, and I don't think Kenny Lofton wanted to charge the mound. That would be ugly. Might be a little worse than the Ventura decision.
Randy would certainly have him on reach.
Yes, he would. And he knew how to throw them too. So not just pitches, but knuckles.
Gilbert steps off.
Boy, break up the rhythm a little bit here.
Two. Skips way in front and off of Cal. A 390 feet on a wild pitch. Seager into second base. Go ahead, run in scoring position now.
Well, what were you saying about throwing that thing? A lot of times you didn't know where it was going. Cal doing everything he can to try to get that angle and keep it in front, but with that spin, took a weird hop.
Three and 2. Line to left field. Randy giving some ground, and it's over his head. The Rangers take the lead. Jake Berger stings a double to left. 2-1 Texas in the 6th inning.
This is a curveball that catches too much of the middle of the zone. Just over the reach of Randy.
And Randy got a heck of a jump out there trying to cover ground. That ball was smoked. And just a game of inches right there. But took a great back step, good angle.
Now that wild pitch certainly playing a factor
Absolutely.
there. Yep. An easy score from Seager coming home from second base as opposed to first. Ferrer up inside the Mariners bullpen. You've got a couple of lefties here, Peterson and Carter. Due up next. This is the 3rd time through for Logan, who was trying to go 6 innings for the first time early on this year.
Skip's pretty much got lefty righty throughout his lineup. 5 lefties, 4 righties, so there are a whole lot of pockets, if you will. But you got Jacques Peterson and Evan Carter. It's the only lefties going back to back.
Pulls this foul. Peterson a home run yesterday. He has doubled tonight. And a short double to left field.
Cal Raleigh seemed to get beaten up tonight. We always hurt the ones we love. You know, Logan, Gilbert, Cal Raleigh are so close. Sure, give him a hard time about it later.
Two and one. Well, right now, Cal's home run is the only hit for the Mariners tonight. That was a first inning home run off the ground. Rangers have taken the lead here in the 6th inning. Gilbert behind in the count. Three and one. Three and two. Carter is next. If Peterson were to reach, and if Dan went to Ferrer, that would pull Carter from the game. So Ferrer would no doubt be facing either Duran or McCutcheon. Carter just has not faced any lefties at all this year. The 3-2. A check swing. He goes around, and Logan Gilbert gets out of the jam in the 6th inning. A run does score for the Rangers. They take the lead going to the 7th.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners.
Tyler Alexander, another lefty out of that Rangers bullpen. He faces Josh Naylor.
On this young season for the Rangers, he has both of their saves, and it's kind of interesting because he made his 200th career appearance over the weekend. He had one save in 196 games and has 2 this year.
The Rangers are really operating without a set closer right now. He's very much in flux.
Ooh, by committee, huh?
What every manager loves.
Yeah.
First-year Rangers manager, Skip Schumacher, former Marlins manager, worked in the front office as an advisor to Chris Young, their general manager, former Mariner pitcher. 3-0 to Naylor. You got the right-handed bat of Rosarena due up next. Close pitch on the inner edge, no challenge from Josh. And now he steps out, calls for time. Chopping fair, first base Berger. Leadoff man retired. Ichiro replica statue night is coming up this Friday. Don't miss your chance to score a replica of the iconic statue coming soon at T-Mobile Park. Available to the first 40,000 fans, plus 20 lucky fans will get a replica signed by Ichiro himself. Get your tickets at mariners.com. Pretty amazing. The 50th year of the franchise, and in this 50th year, the Mariners are honoring two of the game's, not just the Mariners, but two of the game's all-time greats. The statue for Ichiro and the number retirement for Randy Johnson. Pretty cool stuff. You look at the Mariners Mount Rushmore of great players, and you could put that up against nearly any other team in baseball. Some of the all-time inner circle kind of guys.
So does that mean Randy's going to get a statue next?
A big statue.
It would be a very tall statue. Yes.
What?
Yes. Yes. That's how tall it would be. That's what it would sound like.
Speaking of statues, there's Gar.
I'd love to see some selfies around that too.
That'd be a mean-looking statue.
Oh, it would be.
I mean, it probably just the scowl, just with his glove up, covering half his face. If they ask us, you know, for our input.
A rare challenge from the Rangers. This is just their second.
The pitch is called the ball. The catcher is challenging.
Only their second challenge while pitching.
Call is overturned. Texas has 2 challenges remaining.
And their first win.
So in his glasses right there, is it actually a TV monitor so he knew exactly where it was?
Why you got to go there?
Just because I can. It's amazing how they know the zone back there, though.
This is into left field for a base hit. Randy is aboard. His hot hitting continues.
So Jay says to me, is that Randy hitting left-handed today? And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So, and it was.
And I mean, he was hitting balls with a warning track.
It really was. It was Randy hitting left-handed in BP, and so I had to go and talk to him about it after. I was like, what's the deal? And he says, I do it so that I don't roll over right-handed. It helps me not roll over the ball right-handed. You can't argue with what he did right there, staying up the middle, big part of the field. Yep.
I didn't see him do it last year, so I don't know if it's something kind of new or.
Kyle Seeger
but I mean,
used to do it.
It works. It works for balance too.
Right-handed.
It's a great balance tool.
Yeah, exercise science. I mean,
and he actually had a pretty
decent
decent swing. I mean, like I said, he was hitting ball. He didn't hit any out, but he was hitting balls through the warning track, which was pretty impressive in itself.
A lot of the pitchers do, you know, whatever drills they do, you know, if they're right-handed, they do it to their left side as well from an exercise science standpoint. Something with the symmetry, somebody's going to write in and tell me all about it and why it's important. But it helps you do something. If you do it left-handed, it'll help you when you're right-handed.
Rob Refsnyder pinch hitting for Luke Raley with the lefty on the mound.
Go ahead and check in right here, baby. Now's the time to get it.
Refsnyder limited at bats so far this year, just 12 of them. Looking for his first knock as a Mariner. He's got Randy at first base, the tying run. Not an easy job, even for a veteran. As limited at bats as he gets, to be ready as often as he needs to be and produce.
You got to, I mean, not only that, you got to be, you know, on a bike, running up and down the hallway, hitting off a tee in between, coming in and watching the game, so you're paying attention to the game. There's a lot of things going on in a short amount of time.
He gets ahead of the count. One out, one on. Rangers bullpen is up once again. Alexander pitching in the 7th. Cole Winn, a right-hander, is getting loose. Mariners have a couple of lefties due up next. Canzone and Young.
What a boy battle. Nice AB right here. Win the battle.
Fouls that off at the knees. This will be at least a 7-pitch at bat for Refsnyder. 3-2. 2 down.
Pretty well located fastball right there. Staying down, out of part of the plate.
Robles getting set here. Let's see what the Rangers want to do. Here is Victor. So Victor shows up to bat for Canzone. Wynn is ready in the Rangers bullpen.
It's a pitch clock violation on the hitter.
Wow, I don't know the last time we've seen that before the hitters even got it inside the circle.
And Dan's coming out right now to argue it, because I don't even think Vic doesn't even know what's going on.
He's got to have time to come into the game.
Well, Alex McKay was hoping things would move along a little more swiftly, apparently, and Dan's trying to plead his case, saying he's got to give his guys some time to show up on deck. And Schumacher's on his way out. So Wynn will inherit an 0-1 count with 2 outs and a man aboard. We got a pitching change. Pitching matchup in this one. A couple of former Stetson Hatters. Logan 6, DeGrom 5. DeGrom's only hit that he allowed, the solo home run to Cal Raleigh in the first inning. Both starting pitchers out of the game at this point.
Well, it's good to see Gilbert get through 6, something he hadn't done in his first 2 starts of this year. And then DeGrom got through 5, which is something he wasn't able to do against the Mariners in the 3 starts he had against him in 2025.
So here's Cole Wynn, a former first-round draft pick by the Rangers long ago, making his 6th appearance. And now, a little double switch by Dan. J.P. Crawford shows up.
Well, you can understand why, because Cole Wynn is tough against right-handed batters. They hit just 114 against him last year, 2nd best mark in the American League. So wait a minute, so he gets the 0-1 count. You're welcome, JP.
So they burn Robles to prompt the pitching change. This is shades of the playoffs last year in Leo Rivas. The only man left on the bench now for the Mariners is Mitch Garver. It's a short night for Vic. Carter chasing after this, has it in his sights, and he makes the catch. A very aggressive move by the Mariners. JP flies out to center, a man left. Mariners down a run as we stretch. TV is brought to you by the Washington Lottery. Washington's lottery helps fund the Washington Grant. Free money for college training or apprenticeships. Well, this is, I didn't see this one coming, I'll be honest. Refsnyder is now forced to play right field. It was going to be Victor Robles to pinch hit for Canzone, and then, of course, Victor would have gone to right field. Refsnyder pinch hit for Raley. So Refsnyder is the only option to go to right field. It's the first time that Refsnyder has played the field this year. He is an outfielder by trade. Last year with the Red Sox, he played in a decent amount of games in the outfield, both in left and in right. So it's not like he's never been out here. It is his first time this season. Ferrer, meanwhile, on the mound for the Mariners. He takes over for Gilbert.
You ever go and take fly balls, Jay?
What's that? Out now?
Yeah.
No. Right now? No. I get hurt. Unless it's hit right to me. I'm throwing out the anchor. So you're saying one Mitch Garver left on the bench, the third baseman, first baseman, catcher, Mitch Garver, huh? Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
A very rare at bat for Evan Carter, just his 5th this year against the lefty, and it ends in a strikeout looking. He is an .078 career hitter, left on left.
Ouch. And he gets painted on.
Danny Jansen, the catcher. That just disappears. There's that good changeup. That is such an equalizer for Ferrer against righties.
That just drops off the table.
Yeah.
After throwing 98.
85. Good luck.
Smith with 2 outs. Rangers by a run. It was a go-ahead RBI double from Berger in the 6th inning. A soft liner in on the grass. Donovan, a nice inning by Ferrer. Takes care of the Rangers 1-2-3. 7 value games this year, which means you can score seats for less than $12 on select dates all season long. The first value game is coming up on Monday, April 13th. Mariners take on the Astros. You can find the complete schedule and get tickets at mariners.com/valuegames. One-run game in the 8th. Another new reliever, Robert Garcia. You might think that the Rangers only have lefties in their bullpen.
4.
4 lefties. We thought the Angels had a lot with 3.
Garcia back up on the hill today. He took the loss yesterday against Cincinnati.
Down and away, ball 2 to Cole Young. Some high cheese that time. 2-2. Going back to that last inning when Dan did the double switch of bringing Robles on deck and then pinch hitting him for Crawford after Robles was scheduled to pinch it for Canzone, they would have burned the DH had that happened. So Robles was not about to bat, and it was a pure deke move by Dan, it looks like, as we take a look at that and think it through. JP not starting today as they are easing him back from the injured list. So a very rare pinch hit opportunity for an everyday guy. This is popped up foul. Jansen. Young retired, 1 out. Here is Rivas. Well, this game so far is kind of falling in line with what the Rangers did at home last year. They allowed the fewest runs at home dating back to last year, and yet they were 23rd in baseball in runs scored. Now, the bottom line numbers were great. They went 48 and 33 at home since the start of last year. There's been a team built around especially the rotation of pitching in general.
Still sounds funny when you say it. I mean, you just don't think about it with this Texas Rangers lineup. But even the bullpens, you think about what they've been able to do so far this season. And as good as the Mariners bullpen has been, they're second in the American League to the Rangers.
A couple of longer at-bats here for Garcia, pitching the 8th inning. Mariners down a run. Down to their final 5 outs in this one. This is skimming to Seager, who's had a pretty quiet night over there at shortstop. 2 down for the top of the order. Here's Donovan. This is a fair ball. Rangers have really matched up the lefties against Donovan tonight, and it's worked out for him. Garcia retires to side in order. Local Ford dealer, home of the F-150, America's best-selling truck for 49 years. And by Jack in the Box, Jack's new Smash Jack Sliders Munchie Meal, with a chance to win the $75,000 prize for Jack's 75th anniversary. Cooper Criswell is the most rested reliever for the Mariners. Has not pitched in 4 days. He will have the 8th. Batters 9-1-2 for the Rangers.
We last saw him against the Yankees. Didn't see him at all against the Angels, to your point, Aaron. Changeup. He's got an amazing changeup. Throws that over a third of the time. Got a 2-seamer that pairs well with that cutter as well. And then every once in a while, you'll see his sweeper.
He's trying to keep this one close. Young 1 for 2 with an infield base hit tonight.
It's kind of interesting. Young has tested the defense twice. Once he won, and once the defense beat him. That great play by Brendan Donovan down the third base line, and then Cole Young robbing him of a hit, getting the uniform dirty.
Good to see Donovan back in the lineup today after missing the last 2 games.
Yeah, I asked him, I said, was there a box you had to check or something? And he just said, no, I could hit, I could field, I could throw, and everything felt good, so it's time to get back in there. And I said, you won't stretch anymore towards first base, right? On that last step, and he goes, every time I will. So.
It's what you do when you sniff a hit.
Yeah.
Nobody knows their body better than him. So at the end of the day, he gets the last say so. He's a leader in there. They got to have him in that lineup. Spark plug. And you better get in on him when you go to shake his hand. I will promise you that. He will crush you. Made that mistake once. He got me in spring training.
He does not go.
I already rung him up.
2-2 to Young, leading off the bottom of the 8th inning. Lengthy at bat. Next pitch will be number 8. We'll bring on a 9th. Pretty close. This is almost the longest at bat of the night. Pitch number 11. And he earned that base hit. Young is aboard an 11-pitch AB that ends in a single.
Nice AB, nice piece of hit, and a nice communication out in center field. I don't know if y'all saw that, but with Rob over in right field now, Julio taking charge. A little bit tougher play for him.
Ezekiel Duran takes over as a pinch runner for Young. Cal leading this conversation as the lineup card turns over to Brandon Nimmo. Nimmo having a nice start to the year for his new team. As he take outside ball 1. Spraying it a little bit, 3-0. The race is on. Nobody runs faster to first base after a walk than Nimmo. He walks on 4 pitches. First 2 reached in very different ways, a 4-pitch walk and 11-pitch single. And here is Langford. Nobody out first and second. There's the strike. it, Brad. You got it? You good? All right, we're fine. Thank you. Don't throw it to the wrong person. 0-2. To Donovan. Young on to first base, and Langford runs very well, but he's out, part of a double play. That's exactly what Cooper Criswell needed.
Yeah, that certainly helps. Not hurts, helps.
Nice strong throw to second. Good thing too. Langford getting down the line.
We saw Cole kind of rush it just a little bit, and it sailed on him, but
he heard the footsteps, that's for sure.
Cal coming up for the second time before Seager bats.
Yeah. It makes such a big difference, too, when you have a first baseman over there that you trust and you just know is going to make the right decision in regards to the footwork around the bag.
They put Seager on. Here comes Berger. The right on right here. Berger gave the Rangers the lead back in the 6th inning, an RBI double. Two outs, 2 on. Criswell ahead 0-2. When the Mariners get to the 9th, it's Cal, Julio, and Naylor due up. Oh-2. Way outside. Really overcooked it. Cal able to keep that from going to the backstop.
Little super frisbee.
Criswell steps off. Two outs, 1st and 3rd, 1-run game in the bottom of the 8th inning. Bluffs a throw as Seager takes second. Two. This hit can bring home 2 now. Ground ball, Rivas. And that's the inning. Criswell bend but not break. To the 8th, Mariners down a run. Cal Raleigh will lead things off down to their final 3 outs. Well, the big bats are due up for the Mariners here in the 9th inning. Mariners are down a run. The only run so far was Cal's 1st inning homer off DeGrom when he turned on a 99-mile-an-hour fastball and shot it into the seats in right field. The Rangers do not really have a set closer. Jacob Junis, the former starter for the Royals for many years, is now pitching the 9th. He has 2 career saves.
It's been very good so far. 5 shutout innings and 2 holds over his first 4 appearances.
This is taken by Berger behind the bag. And let's see. Yeah, they say he corralled it. He caught that with his belt buckle. And the Mariners are wanting to figure out if Junis had control of this. No challenge coming from the Mariners. Oh, I take it back.
Seattle is challenging the out call at first base.
Why didn't Berger just take that, though? I don't understand that.
You know, normally we're talking about, does the ball hit the glove at some point before the runner reaches the base, and this time we're talking about, does he show control of the ball with his bare hand?
Did it roll up at his side right here? It's right there. I think he's trying to show control right there.
Bottom line, if you're the Mariners, you got to challenge this.
Why not? Sure.
I mean, it looks like he has it and loses it almost a couple of times, doesn't it?
Yeah. That's the sign, is like what the kids do for 6-7 now. That's the sign for no control.
Or a lobster claw.
Does he have it right there before it comes out? His foot looked to be on the bag. Well, it certainly was a more eventful play than you would have thought when the ball came off the bat initially. A live look inside the New York replay review office. Does he have control of the ball in his bare hand while touching the bag? That's the question.
Gets him right in the breadbasket, doesn't it?
Well, there's no doubt that he got to the bag first.
After review, the call on the field stands. The runner is out. Seattle loses their challenge.
Yeah, based on what we saw, that looks like the right call. But if you're Dan Wilson and the Mariners, that is absolutely worth the challenge at this stage in the game. So here is Julio. Whoa, watch out, man. Julio, a little bit of a long look out towards the mound.
People are probably going, why didn't you just wear that? Get on first base. But that's just a natural reaction when it's coming up close to the bonnet.
Looks like this got him. Yep,
yeah,
pretty clearly.
It did.
So some tremendous speed is at first base now for the Mariners. Here's Naylor. This is not a position Junis has been in many times in his career. A one-run game pitching in the 9th inning. Tying run at first, go ahead at the plate all of a sudden for the Mariners. Berger's got it. Seager to first, and that's the ball game. It was a first inning home run from Cal Raleigh, and the Mariners held to one hit after that. Just one run tonight in an otherwise well-pitched game by the Imps.
Well, it's good to see Cal get one on the board, swinging the bat a little bit better, taking some great pitches, working some counts. Mariners got to find a way to score some runs. It's been a struggle bubble.
And we've talked about all of these close games that they have been playing in. This is another one that's, you know, decided by 2 runs or less. Their 8th of the season. That leads all of baseball. They've got to find a way with all of these small margins to push a couple more across.
Game 2 coming up tomorrow night. George Kirby will be on the mound. Mariners postgame starts in 2 minutes.
Welcome back to Globe Life Field here in Arlington. Brad Adam with you as the Mariners road trip struggles continue. The offense struggles continue. Just 1 run tonight as the Rangers take game 1 of the set by a score of 2-1. The Stetson matchup goes to, I guess, the